Okay, boys, let's get straight into it. You didn't buy crypto at the lows. You didn't buy it halfway up. You didn't buy it now, and you are questioning yourself, is it too late for me? Like, do I still have time to buy? Can I still make money with crypto? And there are a lot of factors coming into play when you take a look at this and see how much we've already went up. And you start to question yourself, is it too late? Like, will we crash from here? And while there are a lot of factors, let's get started with the biggest one. So if you know how crypto works and how it plays around all-time highs, you would know that the short answer to the question if you're late would be not quite. Because technically you are late with the fact that you didn't buy it lower and it's already went up like 300%, which is a lot, and you didn't buy it at the bottom. You are technically late. But can you still make money? Yes, you can. Of course, you won't make that much money by investing into BTC, but altcoins are where you want to buy and where you want to make your money. So, going over how BTC behaves around all-time highs, we'll take this chart where we already have all of these levels, and we'll go on a logarithmic chart because it will be much easier to see. So, you could see, technically we won't use these, like we could use this one, and you could see we have an all-time high around $30. But it's still a good example because price around all-time highs, when it crosses them, it usually doesn't pull back instantly. Like that's usually not what happens, and it rallies a lot more. Like from the all-time highs right here to the high, it rallied 4,000%. Of course, counting the diminishing returns, because you won't get 4,000% moves because it was still a small market cap coin, but you could count that in. And then you could use this all-time high to see the next time we crossed it after 1,200 days. The next time we crossed it, what happened? We did a violent move to the upside, and it resulted in 1,500, like 2 times less than it was before. And let's count in this all-time high. It was 2017. You can see right here, when we crossed it, we had a violent move to the upside that resulted in a 227% gain. Like, you could expect basically the same thing to happen again. Like, when we cross it, keep in mind, this is a monthly chart. When we cross it, you can expect another 150 to 200% gain, I guess. Like, let's say that would bring us to maybe let's even not have overly bullish targets. Let's say we have 100% gain, and that would bring us to around 140k. Now, if you know my bias, I know you might know that I think we'll top around 100k to possibly 120k, like in that range. That is where we will top out in my opinion. But you still have to leave space open to get everyone out of the markets in that zone and just continue pushing it up higher, get people back in, and then sell off, and then make all of those people who got in at let's say 130k capitulate and lose all their money. So that is still a possibility. Like, you can't know for sure where we will top out. So one big factor that comes into play now is the fact that I can see a lot of people, like you might know from before, I had a bias of us stopping around 120k for a long time now. And nowadays I see more and more people on crypto Twitter calling for that to be the top. And while it is a big gain for us, let's go out of the logarithmic chart. While it is a big gain for us who got in around here, like even if you didn't get quite the bottom, even if you bought this pullback, you would have been up like 130% on BTC. Like, don't mind the fact that we are not talking about the alts right now, which have gained a lot more. BTC, you would have gotten a 2x or more. So, for us, that is a huge gain. Like, even if you bought like 50k, 40k, let's say you bought 40k. If we went to 100k, that would be 150% gain, which is still a lot. So, the fact that people who got in like at 50 plus K. Let's say they got in around 55K, even though most of the people didn't get in at 55K and expected a pullback. Let's say they got in at 55K. That would be less than a 2x if we topped around 100K. And most people will get in once we cross the all-time highs. Like, that is how it usually plays out. Because most people, like the retail part, even though we are retail, like we are not institutions, we are not buying hundreds of millions and billions of dollars of BTC. Even though we are retail, you can still count us in as smart money if you got in like at the lows. So the dumber part of the retail will most likely get in once we get over the all-time highs. So what you want to count on is the fact that if they got in at all-time highs, a gain, let's say to 110K, would be like a 60% gain, which is still nice and really likely, but you won't make life-changing money there. So if they expect it to go there, and actually, like we can check the markets, we can check how the retail is selling and how they are buying. If you see them buying here at the all-time highs and selling at like 100K, we most likely get higher prices. So even if you are the part of the retail that's going in now, there are a few things that I can recommend, because sentiment is still not at peak euphoria, even though we are still relatively high on the whole fear and greed index thing. The sentiment that I can see on my timeline, the amount of people coming into the markets is nowhere close on top, like nowhere close. And while the all-time highs are only like less than 1% away, like 0.4% away from the highs yesterday, I still think 30% move is not that big of a move, to be honest. So maybe we top around 120K, that would be nice, but I don't think 100K will be the top. And you can mark my words, I'll accept if I'm wrong. Like, I'll most likely sell all my alts on the way up as we cross above all-time highs. Like this right here, let's mark it out. This right here, like 295K or something, is like the probably euphoria gathering level. Okay, this right here is the infamous chart where you can see we have all of the phases of psychology in a rally and in a pullback as well. So you could see technically we could be right now in the belief part, let's say it like that. Like the time to get fully invested is probably now. And that is one of my points that I want to say today. And this right here, like the area from all-time highs to like 95K, like just below 100K, would probably be thrill, which is where a lot of people get extremely hyped, extremely bullish, but it's still not the top. It's like still not peak euphoria. And I think once we cross 100K, that will mark peak euphoria. Now, you have to remember the fact that peak euphoria can last. Like you could see peak euphoria was around 50K plus, and we went to 70K this bull run, the last bull run. So you want to count in the fact that we might get a move above 100K and stay there for some time. And if you have alts, that is most likely, like once we cross 100K, that will probably bring the most amount of volume into the altcoins. And like let's just take a look. Once we cross 100K, that will probably mark the all-time highs of the altcoin markets. So that is most likely when we start rallying. Like if we range between 100 and 120K, let's just say it like that. I'll just stick to my bias for now. If we range between 100 and 120K, that is most likely when we get the big rally to like 3 trillion or 5 trillion in the altcoin markets. We can't know for sure how big the markets will be, because only time will tell. Like we have to stay invested, stay exposed to the markets, but only time will tell how good of a market this actually is. So like you're still not too late. Even though we could have euphoria in this whole region, we can retest it again, just like we did last bull run, like just like we did here. Maybe we have a triple top. You can't know for sure. And if you're exposed to altcoins, that is most likely where they will rally. Like once we have euphoria on BTC, money starts to flow out of BTC into altcoins. And even though the ETFs change a lot of the bigger picture, I still think we'll have the baseline of how it went before. Like there is still some money that will flow from BTC into the altcoins. That is why we want to be exposed to many altcoins. Like not being exposed to like 50 altcoins is probably smart, because spreading your portfolio out that much is not the best case, unless you're extremely rich and have like millions and millions of dollars. Then you can spread out your portfolio. But being in a few major altcoins and having the ability to profit from them and from euphoria on BTC is probably the best case scenario for you. And just taking a look at the whole market cap side of things, we are still not that high. And you can see the moves being relatively big, like 90%, 98% is like a 52%. And the fact that in the last month, we moved more than 55% on BTC, extremely bullish. But you can see altcoins still not catching up that much. Like, of course, there are exceptions. Of course, there are meme coins that are still huge. But the majority of altcoins, like if you just see, the majority of altcoins actually have a less percentage-wise gain in the last 30 days than BTC has. Like that is actually crazy. Like that is why I'm saying you're not as late as you think you are. Like you are late from the bottom, but you are not going to be late once we are at the top. And that's why you want to DCA into your altcoins. Like you don't want to be buying now. Let's say, let's go to the total chart, like including BTC. If you bought here, and if you bought all at once, you will most likely get wiped out. Because buying here, let's say we have a total crash, BTC does a 10% crash, altcoins do like 25%, that will pull us back at least to like 2 trillion market cap, like 500 billion less than we were here. You don't want to risk being exposed right here, but you also want to be exposed enough so that you don't miss out on the move. Having the perfect balance between not being overexposed and not being underexposed is simply going to DCA. Like, turn around, see what we have done, see the big move that we had, and now think about the possible moves to the upside and to the downside. Like, if we do this, you want to be exposed to this move. If we do this, you want to be exposed to this move. Like, you want to be able to capitalize on every single move that we have. And you do it by DCAing. Like, if you buy, let's say you buy here, let's say you buy here, let's say you buy here, your average price will stay somewhere in the middle as well. You can buy right here. You can buy right here. You can buy right here. Like, DCAing, splitting your initial position up into many different smaller positions and going in over time. Like, timing the market is better than timing the market, if you know what I mean. Like, if you spend more time investing, it's better than trying to time the exact bottom and time the exact top. That is something that you want to focus on. Like, generally, even though we are already high, that is what I've been doing right here. That is like a good example is probably this coin, because we had our levels to buy. Like, let's go to the daily maybe. We had our levels for buying. Like, you can see I did TA right there, TA right here. Those could be weekly levels. It doesn't matter. But we bought here, we bought here, we bought here, we bought here, we bought here. The fact that you can buy, even though it's dropping, and have like a average price being somewhere around there, once the price already crosses that point, you're in profit. Even though you bought here first, you're still in profit while the price is here. So that is something that you really, really want to focus on. Like, that is something that will make you profitable as an investor. And without doing that, you most likely won't be profitable. And you will most likely sell your altcoins and sell your BTC and sell everything to the bankers who will just buy them up, push it higher, make you buy again, and then crash it once you buy. So that is the simple way of manipulating the masses, and you don't want to be exposed to that. So keep that in mind. Like, altcoins still haven't had their big rally, like 200%. What is that? That is a lot. But if you just see what altcoins have done in the previous bull run, like let's just go into a random altcoin. Let's go into the Matic chart, and you can see the last bull run. Like, let's say it's went up. Okay, this is already a lot, but let's say it ran up like 1,000%. Just look at what's left. Look at this. Like, let's look at Solana. Let's look at Solana. From here, let's say we went down and we went up 200%. From this 200% mark, we still have 250% up. So while you will not make like a 1000x gain, you'll still make easy 200% from here. And I'm not saying you only have a 200% move. Like this is not the best example, since you can still get better calls on buying smaller coins. But let's say INJ for an example, because this is a coin I really love investing into. This has went on a rally of 600%. Like 600% move is actually huge. But counting in the fact you have the moon from my previous chart, let's say the moon is around $100, you still have 150% up to there. And I think this is a high 3-digit coin. And if it goes like to a $200 mark, it will be a 350% gain. And keep in mind the fact that INJ right now is 35th on the list. And if we actually went to my watch list, and if you see the coins I'm advising for, like I'm not a financial advisor, I'm just giving an advice, just check it out. Have your own watch list, have your own portfolio, but check out the coins that I'm advising. Like this is basically nothing when it comes to the market cap. Like 200 million is a lot when you think about it, but market cap wise, these can go so much higher. Like you can have 10, 20, 30 X's easily on them. Even if you invested now, even if you DCA'd now, even if the price went up and you DCA'd into it, you can still make a lot of money. So DCAing is probably the best case scenario for you right now. Since we have all-time highs right above us, the price can go over all-time highs, it can rally. If it rallies, most likely altcoins will stay put or even go down, just like it's been going on for a few weeks now. So expose yourself to the markets. Don't overexpose yourself to the markets. Just be consistent with your investing. Like DCA in and DCA out once we have euphoria. Think about the markets. I'll keep you guys updated always, both on my Twitter and my Telegram, as well as my Instagram. It is new, so make sure you stay up to date with what I say, because I'm planning to probably make the best case scenario for each and every one of you guys. Like I'll tell you when to exit the markets. Like I'll tell you to think about exiting the markets. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. If you want to exit earlier or later, that is your call. But I'll be there for you guys. So make sure you stay updated in the Telegram and all my socials. Okay, see you guys in the next video.